Attention passionate Philadelphia Eagles fans, today's topic is heavy. And there's no point trying to sugarcoat it. One name is being pointed to as the main culprit behind the collapse of the offense in the loss to the Dallas Cowboys. And that name is Saquon Barkley. Yes, the player who arrived as a blockbuster signing, the one who was supposed to transform the Eagles' offensive system, is now at the center of the criticism. And it's no small thing. The question circulating among analysts, insiders, and even within the fanbase is direct. Is Barkley hurting the Philadelphia Eagles offense? Let's get into it. In the most decisive game of the season, Barkley simply disappeared. Just 10 carries for 22 yards, an average of 2.2 yards per attempt, and a crucial fumble that handed the ball to the Dallas Cowboys, exactly at the moment when the momentum of the game was shifting. It's tough to say it, but the downfall started right there. And here comes the controversial part. The Eagles were up 21-0, dominating the start of the game. But when they needed to control the clock, when they needed the run game to slow down Dallas' reaction, Barkley didn't deliver. The offense simply evaporated. And who was supposed to hold the team together in those moments? Exactly, the star running back. And there's more. Barkley admitted he isn't playing well and needs to be better. But it's not just that. The truth is he isn't fitting into the system. The run game, once a deadly weapon in Philadelphia, has become an obvious weakness. Did the offensive line lose strength? Yes. Did the scheme change? Yes. But how far does that explain his performance? The real controversy is this. Does Barkley actually fit the physical, downhill style the Eagles have always had? Or did the front office force a big-name signing, and now the offense is paying the price? Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts is being blamed. Brian Johnson is being blamed. Nick Sirianni is being blamed. But no one wants to talk about the main issue. The run game is dead, and that completely changes the identity of this team. And there's more. Insiders are starting to raise a possibility no one imagined months ago. Does Philadelphia need to rethink Barkley's role in the offense? Or worse, are the Eagles already realizing that the biggest signing of the offseason isn't delivering the impact they expected? And then there's the psychological factor. Fans, think with me. A player like Barkley, who arrives as a savior, who gets a massive contract, suddenly falling apart in big games creates enormous internal pressure. And when the locker room feels a star isn't responding, the chemistry of the team changes completely. The question now is Barkley just going through a bad stretch? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a structural problem in the Eagles' offense? Because if the run game doesn't work, if the running back isn't a threat, if the fumbles show up at the worst moments, the entire offensive system loses balance. And that's exactly what we saw against the Cowboys. So, fan, now I want to hear from you. Is Saquon Barkley a victim of a disorganized offense, or is he the one dragging the offense down? Drop your opinion in the comments, because this discussion is just getting started. And then the question that every fan is asking starts to echo. Why? And listen, it's not the first time. It's not the second. This pattern is starting to smell bad. It's becoming predictable. It looks like Sirianni, when he has a lead, freezes. He locks up. He becomes a coach who fears risk, fears mistakes, and because of that, he cracks the door open for the opponent to come back. And when you let Dallas come back, my friend, you pay dearly. And we paid. Now let's get to the most frustrating part. The Eagles had an interception that should have ended the game. The win probability was at 96%. Do you know what great teams do with a 96% chance? They crush the opponent. They close the game. They impose respect. But Sirianni did none of that. And now the speculations begin, and you can agree or disagree, but they're out there, floating all over the city. Has Sirianni lost the offensive touch that brought him this far? Is he failing to adjust the team in the second half? Is there internal pressure, backstage conversations, decisions being made over his head? Or worse, is he afraid to put the game in Jalen Hurts' hands when it matters? Because let's be honest, Hurts has proven time and time again that he's clutch, that he delivers, that he takes responsibility. But if the coach doesn't unleash the offense, doesn't open the playbook, doesn't allow aggression, the quarterback becomes a prisoner of predictable, timid play calling. And then the fan looks at the field and asks, who's really running this team? Who's making the decisions? And you want to know the most concerning part? The locker room feels this. The team feels it. Nothing sinks a roster faster than conservative decisions that cost massive wins. What we saw was not just a defeat. It was the confirmation of a problem that had been growing in silence. It was proof that no matter how much talent this roster has, no matter how much potential is spread across every unit, a hesitant coach can throw it all away. And you, watching this, know it. The NFC East does not forgive weakness. In January, no one remembers the early 21-0. But everyone remembers who let it slip away. Nick Sirianni needs to look in the mirror. He needs to decide whether he wants to be the coach who leads the Eagles back to the Super Bowl, or the coach who will be remembered as the man who had the team in his hands and let it all slip through his fingers. The fans demand answers. And more than that, they demand change. Because the Philadelphia Eagles were not born to play scared. And you, fan, were not born to watch this team regress.